Hey guys, welcome back to Sugarbush Farms. Today we're going to go disc that field that we laid tile in. What we plan to do is we're going to plant a cover crop in there. We're not going to disc the dirt mounds that we made with the tile because we don't really want to disturb that tile for another year. So we're going to let a winter go through just so we have a frost-free cycle. Well, it's another day. It's a little rainy out, as you can see on the windshield. It's starting to feel like fall, you know. Crops are turning brown, you know. It's starting to change colors around here, and it's just kind of a crappy day. We did get a little bit of rain. It only sprinkled, so I'm not too worried about burying the tractor or anything. Let me turn real quick. I'm not too worried about getting stuck because this field has been dry for a long time and it's not really coming down that hard. It's just kind of a mist basically. So we are still going to try to get this planted. It's supposed to rain a decent amount tonight. So, but once I'm done with the top half, I'll shoot Dad a text and he'll come out here with the Maxim and the spreader and he'll spread the rye on the top half while I'm disking the bottom, just so that we can keep moving rather than sitting around and not getting anything done. So we'll keep getting at it. If anything happens, I'll grab the camera. So that little bit of rain that we're getting right now, it's not really affecting the way the disc is working. It's still chopping really well. If anything, it's helping it, softening up the soil and allowing those blades to actually dig into the ground and flip the soil over. We're disking the field before we plant the cover crop because there was a little bit of weeds in the wheat that we want to chop up and kill. And right now, it being a little bit wet, it's just tacky. So the packer wheels, you might notice, have a little bit of mud just sticking to them. But that's about it. But just a little bit of dirt sticking to the packer wheels, it's not going to affect much. So lunch is here. Well, that's it for the top half. Dad's already here. He's just started spreading, and I already switched my auto steer over to the bottom half of the field. So now we'll run north and south lines. We'll just run over here to the other side and just get one going just so I can start my loop, because whenever you have two things hooked up, you know, you have to make wider turns, so you can't really do down and backs right next to each other. You have to make some nice wide turns. So we'll get all set up for this and we'll just snap onto our lines and go. There we go. So Dad just took off with the spreader. He just finished spreading the whole field. I'm going across the whole thing one more time, and I'm just scratching the top basically so that, you know, I'm just throwing dirt and trying to cover up the seed. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set one of these locks in one of these holes so that I can't go past a certain point because I'm not wanting to chop. And that's all there is to it. So now do the same to the other side. This is going to lock the disc in this certain spot so that it doesn't go any deeper. So now I'm going to bury the seed, and then me and Dad are going to make a game plan from there. So let's listen to some Michigan State football against Wisconsin. And last week they didn't do so good. It's currently 7 o'clock, and as you can see on the monitor, there's just about an acre left. It's just in this little packet here, and there's a little pouch back there. That's all I have left. Then tomorrow we're going to move stuff over to the other field that I would weed on, It's about 10 acres or so. It's muck ground. We'll see if we get on it or not, if it rains or not. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's supposed to rain tonight, so we might not work up the other 10 acres of wheat stubble that we have. We do plan on putting rye down there too, so we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm just going to finish this field up and go home and eat dinner. Morning. Today we're headed over to the other field. It's about 10 acres. It's a couple miles straight west of us, so we're headed that way. Dad's gonna come to the field a little bit later, put the spreader in the rye. Alright, so we got everything all scratched in. Dad already came and spread the whole field. It's all planted, it's ready to go. I'm going to fold up, take this to the barn, and me and Dad are going to unhook the disc from the Magnum, and then we're going to pull the packer back to the farm. The Magnum needs to go on the grain cart for harvest that's coming up next week, roughly. And, we just don't need the disc.
So it's 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Lions now from the Minnesota first quarter. And they bring on the in the game right now versus the Lions. Vikings going to show 5 across that front as the Lions break the huddle.
Okay, we got the disc unhooked. I got the packer hooked up to the Magnum. We're going to take the Magnum and the packer back to the farm. Then we're going to grab my pickup and drive back. We need the Magnum and the packer back at the farm. The packer goes back into that corner of the barn, and then the Magnum needs to get hooked up to the grain cart for harvest. So both of them will go back to the farm and stay there. It's a different day, but I completely forgot to record the outro. We got everything inside. The Maxim fit in just fine, so did the Magnum and the wagon with all the wheat that we're going to use for seed this year. We got it all inside before the rain, so yeah, everything's going to stay dry. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take her easy.